Welcome to Vegan Finds, where we're going to turn this into this. Morel mac and cheese. So tonight's mushroom dish, we're going to be turning these beautiful items into a very decadent mac and cheese. We're going to have morel mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, even a few button mushrooms, actually baby bellas, thrown in for good measure. And we are going to make just an absolutely luxurious, delicious mushroom mac and cheese. Shouldn't take very long. Saute a few ingredients, melt some cheese, make some pasta. Couldn't be easier. So I'm going to start by slicing up our mushrooms and onions and getting them sauteed, and then we will go on to the next steps. Easy peasy. Okay, so I've chopped up my mushrooms, my onions, and my garlic, and they are ready to go into the saute pan. For the morels, I'm leaving some whole, and I cut some in half just to get a little bit of different texture in there. So I'm going to pop these into the pan. We're going to saute them, and then once this is sauteed up and nicely cooked, I'm then going to add the cheese to the pan while I cook the pasta. So our recipe calls for 20 ounces of mushrooms, but you can tell by the size of the pan, we got more than 20 in here. We like mushrooms, what can I say? It's starting to really smell wonderful. The garlic is cooking. For a change, I actually used some just some olive oil. It was the last of it. We really don't use too much olive oil, especially when we're sauteing stuff, because it doesn't have nearly the same kind of smoking point that avocado oil does, or some of the other oils. So we tend to use olive oil as more of a finishing oil, just to add a little drizzle, to add a little bit of richness to something. So these are starting to cook down nicely, and starting to release some of their liquid. And once these are done cooking, I will then make the cheese sauce for our dish. Okay, so the mushrooms have cooked down, and now I'm just going to give a little spritz of salt and some fresh cracked pepper here. Going to just give it a quick twirl, and now I'm going to just take this out of the pan and start on the cheese sauce. Okay, so into our pan I'm adding 1.5 cups of veggie stock. 1 tablespoon of coconut aminos. Now, if you don't have coconut aminos, feel free to use soy sauce or tamari. But since we do have coconut aminos, we're using it. You know, for people who are sensitive to soy or are allergic, coconut aminos is a great alternative. If you're gluten-free, tamari is a great alternative to using, losing my train of thought there, using soy sauce as well, because soy sauce is made with wheat. And I'm adding a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. We always have to add the nutritional yeast, but I also am adding our cream cheese, which is from Tofutti. Obviously it's vegan. We happen to love this product. It's really excellent. Just gonna scoop it out in here. Whoop. Unceremoniously plopped it right in there. I'm going to turn the heat on, get it going, and once this starts to melt and come together, basically we're going to add in the mushrooms, and then add in our cooked pasta, and we're done. I mean, can't get much easier than that. However long it takes to saute some mushrooms and onions together, and for this to melt. I am forgetting the nutritional yeast. I'm putting in 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. I'll do that right now.
So we got our mac and cheese, or no, yeah, our mac and cheese sauce all bubbly and ready. It's been cooking for about 7 minutes. What you want to do is get it to a boil and then let it simmer. We're going to add our mushrooms back in. Oh, there you go. And now Stuart's going to be adding, you guessed it, our macaroni.
Alright, here we go.
Give this a good toss. And just coat it really good.
Looks good. I think we're going to be eating macaroni for a couple days.
I think so too.
How many people is this for?
I don't know. Looks like a small feed like at least 7.
Now, if you want a cheese sauce that's a little bit thicker than what we have here, what you could do is take 2 teaspoons of either cornstarch, potato starch, tapioca starch, mix it in with a tablespoon of water, and then add it to the cheese sauce. And once that cheese sauce starts to bubble up, it will thicken up right away. In this case, we're just omitting that step for us because this looks beautiful, and we didn't want to get it too thick because we didn't want it to get in the way of the actual mushroom flavor. So are we ready to plate up?
I think we are ready to plate up.
Okay, so here's our finished product. We got the Morel mushrooms. I took a couple sprigs of some freshly dried thyme, sprinkled a few leaves on top of this, sprinkled some into the actual cheese sauce itself, and basically now it's time to eat up. So if you like these videos, please click subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, and give us a thumbs up, share with your friends, follow us on Twitter at VeganFine, follow us on Instagram at VeganFine, follow us on Facebook at VeganFines. I think I made that mistake. Anyway, enjoy, be safe, and we'll see you next time.